Hey, are you looking to buy or sell a home in 2025? Well, you're not alone. Closings jumped big time this past week, and it's a clear sign that buyers and sellers are finding that common ground. In today's Labor Day Monday Market Snapshot, I'll walk you through all the latest Central Coast numbers. This includes things like inventory, active listings, price changes, close, and more. And we're going to talk about what it means for you as a buyer or seller. So make sure you are subscribed because you want to get these weekly updates. And if we haven't met, my name is Denise Dresbach. I am a California licensed real estate agent located in Morro Bay. All right, so if you're new here, the format is like this. Typically, I go over the Monday Market Snapshot, which is the data that I was talking about, active numbers and new listings and all that kind of thing. And I'm going to do this right now. This is for the past 7 days, and I focus mostly on the coastal towns. So this data isn't San Luis Obispo County as a whole, although I do cover a few numbers for the SLO County. But most of this is going to be coastal. So we're talking Morro Bay, Cambria, Cayucas, and Los Osos. And then those southern towns like Pismo Beach, Avila Beach, Arroyo Grande, Grover Beach, and Oceano. So that's what these numbers are right here. And then usually in the second half, I go over all the listings. Today is Labor Day, September 1st, 2025. And I'm probably just going to cut this short, but I am going to do something different, and I'd love your feedback. Typically, I share new listings and I just go over a quick summary. And I've had a lot of comments that ask me, please share your screen. And I've in the past have said I cannot do that because of permission reasons. And I think I have come up with a way that I can share from a public link that shows you public information. And if you like this new format, I'd love to hear whether you like it or if you like the old way, or if there's something else you'd like, please don't hesitate to comment. You can always reach out to me. I have my contact information in 3 places, usually at the bottom of the screen. I put it in the description as well as in a pinned comment for each video. So if you want to reach out, you want to call, email, or text, we can set up a phone call, we can do a video tour, all that kind of stuff. And I'm waiting for you to reach out. So now we are going to take a look at this data now that I've got all that out of the way. And again, it's September 1st, 2025. Can you believe it? And I do want to talk a little bit about the Central Coast weather this past weekend. Wow, it was warm yesterday. I had fans going. My neighbors, I could hear their AC going. So it was a pretty warm weekend. If that's what you wanted when you wanted to come to the beach for Labor Day weekend, you got it. So right now, let's take a look at those active numbers of the coastal properties. And for this past week, actually, I should say for right now, today, September 1st, I see 259 active coastal properties. Last week, I reported 263. And then before that was 267, 269. So we kind of had an uptick at that 269, and now we're kind of dropping slowly. But you'll see why. So price changes in the last 7 days, we had 22 price changes, and prior update was 25 and 24, 27. So kind of in the similar range, but it is dropping a bit there. So price changes, you always want to make sure you keep that property in mind that you've seen and you're like, that price is way too high. Don't forget, if it's been sitting a little bit, even if it's had a price drop, maybe there's some motivation there and you can come to that buyer seller common ground. So new active and coming soon properties in the past week, we have 34, very similar to what I reported on our last update, which was 31. So we have 34 new listings that we can talk about. There's 5 coming soon. 5 of those 34 are coming soon, so you can plan ahead for those. And I am going to share a public link. It's going to be the link that I'm going to be using to share my screen with in future videos, if that's what you like. But I am going to share that public link so you can click on that link and follow along with me, and then you have that visual. Okay, so pending and under contract in the last 7 days, that's gone up a few notches to 24. And for closed in the last 7 days, we have 29. So prior updates, we had 16, 20, 19. So 29 is a nice uptick from last week, almost double from last week's. So we had a lot of nice closings last week here on the Central Coast. And of those 29, what I'm seeing is the median days on market was 44. And that is a huge jump from our prior numbers. We've seen 20, 29, 18, 30. So 44 days. Some of those older properties are getting, closed on. And of those 29 closed properties, the median close price actually went up. If you've been watching the past videos, my past Monday Market Snapshot videos, you would see that each week we've been seeing the median close price has been going down, 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 down. Well, last week I reported 813,250. This past 7 days of those 29 closed, I see the median price is 940,000. So that just goes to show we do have a little bit more data, and the median price is right there in the middle. And so that is what you're looking at, and what you can kind of figure is, we don't want to look at those outliers, the low and the high. If we look at an average, we're going to get those outliers mixed in. And when you have that median number, you get kind of more of an idea of what that middle number is. So 940,000, 44 days on market for those median numbers. And if I mention the average days on market, that is actually 50. So pretty close to the median number there for our past week. So now we're going to quickly talk about a couple numbers for the entire county, and then we'll talk about these listings, and then you can tell me if you like the new format. So active number, SLO County, 735, gone down a couple. And last week I reported 738. So that number has kind of been coming down, then it popped back up, and then coming down, just like the coastal, which makes sense. So we are at 735 active number of listings here in the county. And for the price change in the last 7 days, there were 63. So that number was 75 the past few weeks when I reported, and it's gone down a little bit. So you can see that we have 63 price changes in the last 7 days for SLO County. And the new number that I've been tracking is canceled, expired, withdrawn, and hold. So of all the listings, we had 35 in the past 7 days. 35 of that, all those different types, like canceled, expired, withdrawn. And the one I'm trying to keep an eye on is canceled. So we had, out of 35, I see that there were 10 canceled. And that was the same that I reported last week. So most of those were expired. So expired listings, either they relist and maybe they make some adjustments, or they just relist, or maybe they expire and they're thinking, maybe I just want to hold off and wait till next year. So that is the Monday Market Snapshot. And now let's take a look at these listings. And I'm just going to do it real quick, just give you an idea of what I'm thinking for these weekly. But let me first give you a little summary of what those new listings are. I told you there were 34 new, and 5 of those were coming soon. So let me give you an idea of the locations and how many new listings they have. So we have, let's see, I see 12 in Arroyo Grande, 2 in Cambria, 2 in Cayucas, 4 in Grover Beach, 5 in Los Osos and Morro Bay, and then Oceano and Pismo only had 2 each. So you can see, again, Arroyo Grande has 12 new listings in the past 7 days, and they seem to be the winner each week, most of the time, at least lately, from my memory. Of those 34 new listings, you're looking at a price range between 430,000 and 3.7, almost 3.7 in Arroyo Grande. So you've got a wide range, something for everybody. That 430 is a condo in Grover Beach. So that gives you an idea of what we're looking at here. Now, let's do a little screen share, and you can tell me if you like this new format or not. All right, so here we are. I am sharing my screen. This is the first time I'm doing this. So we are looking at a map. This is a public link. Basically what I'm doing is I search for everything in the MLS, which is CRMLS in my case. And I'm looking at the coastal side of everything here of new listings in the past week. And I must say that these are not my listings. These are listings by individual agents and other brokerages throughout Central Coast of California. And so that's just a statement I want to make right up front. And you will see, you can look at this map, you can look at this site in many different ways. You can look at the map view. You can do as a list or as cards. So if you do check out the link, I'm going to provide this for you in the description. Just click on that and you should be seeing the same thing. What I'm going to do, so normally what I do is I list out the properties that are new in the past week per location. And so now we have this nice map and you can get a visual on exactly where I am talking about. So for example here, we have 2 properties that are new in the last week in Cambria. So right now you can see that these 2 listings are located in the Lodge Hill area. They're very close to Fiscalini Ranch, which is this green patch here that goes all the way over here towards downtown Main Street. And Fiscalini Ranch, if you haven't been there, is a great place to walk. You can take your dogs or not, and you have different trails. You can be right along the ocean, or you can be up into these other trails here. And so if we take a look at this first property, it's a coming soon property. And what you're going to see for this is, look how close it is to this entrance for Fiscalini Ranch. So we're going to take a look at this first one. This is a coming soon, so we can check this out September 12th. So if you think this property looks like a great property, I would love to be your agent and give you a tour of this property on September 12th. So this one in particular is listed just under $1 million, and it is a 4-bedroom, 3 full bath, and it's just over 1,900 square feet. And we can see that the description says it is in Lodge Hill and just steps from that Fiscalini Ranch Preserve. So this lot size is 5,850 square feet. And you can see up to the right, another request that I've had is, can you tell me how much these homes are going to be per month? This one's $1 million or just almost $1 million. But if you do click on this view cost breakdown, this will give you an estimate of what your monthly could look like. So you want to be careful because everybody's situation is different. There are different loan programs, different amount of deposit downs that you're going to do. The rates change every day and all of that good stuff. So really, this gives you just a one-step broad estimate, but you want to talk to a lender and get all that situated with them so they know your story, what your picture is like, and then they can help you identify what your loan program might be and that kind of thing. Okay, so we got that out of the way. This particular one does show Envoy Mortgage with Steve, and so he's a great local lender that you might want to work with. I have a bunch of references that I can give you as well if you're looking for, maybe you want to talk to Steve and then a couple others just to kind of get a range of what's going on. Okay, so we've got that out of the way, but you can see that you do have the option to look at, say, like a 30-year fixed with 20% down, and then you can see what your payment might look like. So that's a really handy tool that you have there on the right-hand side. And that is our first property there in Cambria. For the second one, this one's also pretty close to Fiscalini Ranch. And what you're going to see with this one is that it is, it's listed for $739,000 first of all, but we've got a 1-bedroom, 1 full bath, 640 square feet home. And this one actually is on, it says, a nearly 1/4 acre property. So you've got a lot of space here. So perhaps you're looking to build. And if you buy a lot, you can see a lot of parcels are available for sale, and they might be what seem to be pretty low on the price. And the reason is probably because you can't build anytime soon, if ever. So there is a lot of information that I can send you if you're interested in it, but there's things like water position, wait lists, and all that kind of thing. So something that isn't really happening, but if you have a lot that already has a structure on it, then you might be able to build something quicker, or at least you'd be able to build something. So in the description, it does mention this home can be your getaway and your home while you design and build, and future guest house for your friends. So this one's listed for $739,000. And again, it's on a over 10,000 square foot lot in Lodge Hill. So now I'm going to back out of Cambria because there was only 2, and I'm just going to kind of give you a summary of what's going on over here. We have a property in Cayucas for 1.5, and that one has been coming soon, and it's finally available to view. You got a 3-bedroom, 3 bath, and if we zoom into the location, This one's pretty nice, located on the ocean side of Highway 1. You're right next to downtown, the pier, and so you can walk to the beach, downtown, and the pier, and that one's listed for $1,549,000. And then for the second one in Cayucas, we have this one over here by Old Creek Road, and this is a great little neighborhood here. This one's listed for 1.8. And this home, sorry, it's listed for $1,775,000. And this home, let's take a closer look at this one. This is a 3-bedroom, 2 full bath. You've got some nice off-street parking, it looks like, from the photo there. And then you've got over 1,600 square feet for the building itself. And it's just minutes from the beach. And it also has a large detached 2-car garage. And look at the lot size, 17,299. So that is there in Cayucas for $1,775,000. All right, so I just want to remind you, let me know what you think about this new, pardon my zooming here, this new format that I'm trying out. And I think for me, I really like seeing stuff on the map. It might be a little easier to see it in cards or lists, but again, I'm sharing that link with you guys so you can try it out. Here's Morro Bay. So over here, you can see the rock is down here at the bottom. And so this section here, what you're looking at is basically North Morro Bay and the beach track. So we have a couple of properties there. We got one for $869. That's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And I do believe I saw this one last week. So I do a weekly video tour, and I do a weekly Brokers Open. So I tell you all about the homes that I tour. And yes, this is the one that I saw. So this one is listed for $869,000. You have ocean views off the deck, and it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-level home. You've got living and dining, and there's a bedroom up on the top floor with a bathroom. So the other 2 bedrooms are down on the bottom. And if you want to know more details about that, either we can talk about it one-on-one, or you can also watch that video from last week, and I'll link all that to this one. Okay, so if we go back and we check out what else we have in Morro Bay, here is one in the beach track. So we got a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, over 1,800 square feet, and this one's open today. I might have to go take a look at that. So this one is listed for $1,379,000, and you can see how close it is to the beach. What is that, like 3 houses? Here's the beach right here. Of course, you can see the rock in the distance. And this one is just on the market for 3 days now. It's on a lot size over 4,000, getting pretty close to, well, just over 4,600. And this one is listed for $1,379,000. Okay, so we got a couple more in North Morro Bay. So that one for $869 that I talked about up here at the top, that one you can walk right to the crosswalk here. So this crosswalk right here is going to take you right to the beach. So you do have like a nice couple of blocks here to the crosswalk, or a few blocks, and so you can get to the beach pretty quickly. Now, if we go down this way, we have one here that is listed for 1.3, which is just under 1.3, and that one's at the tippy top of the hill. Okay, so when we're looking at things that are at the top of the hill, you are going to be getting some pretty good views. I should say some pretty fabulous views. And this home, you see, is going to have some nice sunset views for sure. Just under 1.3, it's a 3-bedroom, 2 full, 1 3/4, and it's just over 2,200 square feet. And so panoramic ocean views stretch from Cayucas to Montana de Oro, with peaceful ranch land behind, and so on. So that's a 4,000 square foot lot, but you do have a multi-level home there, and listed just under 1.3. And then for this one's going to be closer to, let's see, what do we have here? I believe, well, okay, so you do have a crosswalk over here. So right in this location, so what do you got? Maybe like a few blocks to this crosswalk, and that can get you close to the beach. But anyway, let's take a look at that one so we can see what's going on there. And this one's listed for $950,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 2 full, half bath, just under 1,500 square feet. And this one is on a 2,800 square foot lot. So you've got that smaller size lot, maybe less landscaping to deal with, and you've got 2 levels. So your home is coming in close to 1,500, but that one's under $1 million in North Morro Bay. Okay, so I'm going to back out here and just kind of take a look over here. So this location here that I'm zooming into, and again, this is kind of my first time doing this, so definitely pass on the feedback to me. This is the Morro Heights neighborhood right in this location. You can see the green section is the golf course, the state park, and then you have Black Hill Trail up top here, so you can take a look at all of Morro Bay and beyond. But we do have one listing over here. It's for $675, and this one's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. You can see you've got some quick Highway 1 access there, and it is $675,000 starter home in Morro Bay sought after Lower Heights. So you can see you've got a pretty decent sized lot. Let's take a look at the size. 7,000 square foot lot, and then you have this 464 square foot home. So possibilities. I also see some other structures on this property, so something to look into there. It does mention it has a garage and a workshop area, and so we got possibilities. 675. You don't see that number very often here in Morro Bay when we're looking at property, especially in the Heights. Okay, so I'm going to head over to Los Osos next, and then we're going to call it. Okay, so we've got 5 properties in Los Osos, and you can see there's 2 here in the Baywood Park area, and then you've got 2 over here, and then there's 1 back up above the hill here. So let's take a look at these first. For the first one in Los Osos, we have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. This one's just over 1,300 square feet. It's actually almost 1,400 square feet. Let's call it that. And this one is $765,000 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath on a 6,250 lot. So you have looks like low maintenance landscape there for sure, and a bunch of nice pictures here for you to take a look at. But that one is listed for $765,000, under $800,000 in Los Osos. And then another one around the corner there for $830,000. If I can just get my oops. Okay, so this one's $830,000. This one is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, just under 1,200 square feet, and it's a single story. So you've got single living. Looks like you got some nice parking there with that 2-car garage, and it is on a lot of 6,250. So that one there in Los Osos, and I'm going to click back here. I accidentally opened up my whole page here. All right, so now we're going to scoot on over here, and I did actually take a look at some of these homes during my Brokers Open last week. And let's go to this one first. So this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. You've got over 1,300 square feet, and I will mention it's a 1 full bath and then a 1 3/4 bath. So it's got a shower and no tub. And this one is listed under $1 million at $949,000, and you can see the location is pretty close there to the water. And that's the Cuesta by the Sea neighborhood. So great little place. Check out my video from last week because I do share some of the walk there. That's so beautiful. And again, the weather's been so nice. So it was a nice treat for me. I got to look at a couple of homes that are newly listed and then walk through the Cuesta Inlet area. And so this one, $949,000. And then for the other one, I did talk about this one in my video before, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, almost 1,400 square feet. The lot size on this one is 8,000 square feet. So to the left of the home is where you have most of your space, and then in the back. So great place. It's already updated for you, and the yard is a blank slate, so you can get to gardening right away. $1,090,000. All right. So now if we back up, there was one more up here on the hill, and this one, I have not seen this one yet. It is coming soon. So we'll hear more about this, and we can take a look at it in person September 12th, 2025. It's listed under 1.3, and it is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, over 2,000 square feet. And that's it for Los Osos. So what do you think? Should I go slower? Should I zoom in more? Should I zoom less? Don't do it at all. I'd love to hear your feedback. Okay, so that is it for our Monday Market Snapshot. And again, give me that feedback. Reach out if you have any questions, if you want to learn more about the Central Coast, or if you'd like to tour a home. I'm here for you. So I hope to see you on the next one. Happy Labor Day.